beautiful souls. Welcome to the Angels and Awakening podcast. I'm your host and author, Julie Jancis. Friend, if you're anything like me, you didn't choose your spiritual awakening. It chose you. In 2015, I started hearing from my dad a month before I was told he had passed away. I worked with world-renowned healers to develop my gifts and piece together what was happening within me as I awakened spiritually. If you're listening to this podcast, friend, it's because your angels and loved ones in heaven led you here, because you're awakening too. Now, as much as your egoic mind would like it to be all over quickly, awakening spiritually, it isn't an event. You cannot go to one course or event and expect to know all there is to know about your spiritual health. And friend, that's what this all boils down to. To awaken spiritually is to become spiritually healthy. Your spiritual health is just as important as your physical health and emotional health. In fact, your spiritual health is the foundation on which everything else in your life is built upon. Your purpose in this life, your relationships, communicating with the other side, the energy in which you move through each day with ease and joy, your outlook on life. It's all built upon your spiritual health. And if your spiritual health is wobbly, everything else in your life can feel wobbly too. To become spiritually healthy requires an investment of your time and energy. Just like your physical health requires your time to eat healthy and move your body, and your emotional health requires your time to meet with a counselor regularly, your spiritual health requires a little bit of your time every day to learn skills and foundational principles that lead you to build a new world for yourself. A life filled with joy and peace. A life where you clearly understand why your soul is here and what you need to do to fulfill your purpose in this lifetime. And a life where you step into your power as a creator with confidence to manifest the relationships, abundance, freedom, and life that aligns with your soul. Now, you can absolutely spend years like I did trying to piece everything together by yourself. Or you can invest in your spiritual health by joining my Angel membership program, in which I've channeled 12 courses from the angels that walk you through every facet of your spiritual awakening. In 2022, my Angel membership is focused on building community by connecting you with other women who want to talk about angels, signs, and communicating with the other side. A community of women who could become your lifelong friends. In addition, each month in 2022, there will be a new live workshop, 2 small group meetings, and a live healing circle. Friend, I want to help you step into your power as the soul God sent you here to be. But I can't help you unless I'm coaching you, and I can't coach you unless you're in my Angel membership program. If you'd like to learn more, message me on Instagram or book a free call to get all of your questions answered. Book your call on my website, theangelmedium.com, under the Angel Membership tab. When you register for the Angel Membership this month, I'll enter you into a drawing to win a free session with me. And I should mention that right now, being an annual Angel member is the only thing that guarantees you the ability to book a paid session with me. Friends, this next year is going to be your best year yet. And I'm so excited for all the good that is coming your way. Stay tuned at the end of this podcast to hear how you can get the Angel membership for just $800 for the entire year, and a new meditation connecting you with messages from your loved ones in heaven. Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to the Angels and Awakening podcast. I am here with the entire panel today, except Adria. This is my team of healers, and I wanted them to come on as a panel once a month because here's what happens when you work with thousands upon thousands of people, let's say 1,000 people every year as a healer. You start to see these strands of energy between all the clients that you're working with, where you could literally say 90% of my clients are working through this, 70% of my clients are working through this. And the angels start to work with you as a healer in a unique way to help those clients with those things. Now, different healers have different gifts. And so the messages that come through aren't always the same. The healers, my healers on my Angel Wellness Center team are with me today, except for Adria. She had her own show this month and she couldn't be here today. So we wish her the best and send her lots of love energy and angelic energy. But we do have Kara, Cheryl, Karen, and Erica. And I want to really dive in today for you to hear the angel messages, the common angel messages that have been coming through and what the angels have been working on with them specifically. If you are interested, you can see all of our faces over on YouTube. And welcome, ladies. I'm so excited that you're here. So I want to start with Kara. Kara, I know that Spirit has been bringing in a lot. And so tell us a little bit about that and what you've been really getting as downloads this last month.
Okay. First of all, I work a ton with the Seraphim angels. They are coming through all the time with me in my personal life, but also in sessions. And they always come through with this like playful, curious energy. It's almost like this. Oh, it would be almost like what you would think like a fairy, like an airy, like energy. And they often come in sessions when someone is too invested in the outcome. And to explain a little more, it's like what they always show me is, when you have a baby in a high chair or at a table and they just knock things off the table. Do you know what I'm talking about? How It doesn't matter how many times you put it up there, they just knock it off the table. And they always show this to me and they're like, that's the type of energy. Like the child doesn't care what happens to the thing that falls off the table. It's literally just watching with curiosity. Like, I wonder what's going to happen if I just knock this off. It's not invested in what happens when it falls on the ground. It's literally just curiosity. And they always come in saying, take this type of energy, bring this same energy to the issues or the things that you're going through. So they always have my clients ask themselves, what if I just stop caring about what the outcome is? What if I have no expectations? And what if I approach this with an open curiosity of let's just see what happens? Because they said that this allows you then to let yourself off the hook because failure is no longer on the table. If you have no expectations and if you're not completely invested in the outcome, if you're truly just curious, then you can't fail. If you really approach something like, well, I'm just going to see what happens, then if what happens isn't what you wanted or thought would happen, it's not failing because you were literally just trying.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
100%. And a lot of times too, as I've worked with them, they'll have you go to the worst case scenario. Like they'll point out what's the worst that could happen. Okay. So this flops, and it doesn't have any outcome whatsoever. What's the big deal? You still learned from the experience. And that's the point. We're trying to get you to learn this, and you can't do it unless you go through the baby steps.
Right. Because the magic's actually the journey. It's not the outcome.
Yes.
You think that the magic's the outcome, but they're like, the outcome is actually irrelevant.
Yes.
The magic is the journey. And they always come through and say, you know, like our society we're raised to think that once you start something, you have to see it through. And they're always like, no, if you're on a path and it's not jiving with you and you're not feeling it, you can bail anytime. It's not like this death sentence where it's like, well, now I started, I got to see it all the way through. They're like, no, that's crazy. If you're trying something.
Yes. And you know where I see this a lot in my clients is when a client has a child who is either looking to go to college in a couple of years or is in college. Not always, but a lot of times the angels will come in and saying they are putting, and a lot of times it's the kid you wouldn't even think, maybe it's not the studious kid. Maybe it's the kid who's partying too much or the kid who's like, you're kind of worried about. And spirit comes in and says they're actually so paralyzing themselves with fear that they are so concerned because they feel that this one decision is going to influence everything in their life that they're not able to make the decision. And what they need to hear is that it doesn't matter. They just need to go through the journey. They need to pick a path. They need to start. And what they have in their mind that they're going to be might be completely different. And we need to tell them as 40, 50, 60-year-olds, I don't even know what I still want to do in 20 years, because when we tell them this, it helps them take off that energy of pressure that they're putting on themselves.
Yes. Yes. It's such a heavy energy that they are literally paralyzed in fear. And the seraphim are like, just start somewhere.
Yeah.
Just start. And if it doesn't work, then change. You can change paths anytime. There is no set rule. There's no way that this is supposed to look. Just start. You can't actually fail. That's the beauty of it because the outcome is not what matters. It's the journey. So it's impossible to fail unless you don't start.
Yes. There's an influencer named Shalene Johnson, and I love her. I learn a lot from her. And her son, Brock Johnson, started this marketing company because he helped his mom with marketing along the way. And he put up a post yesterday that said, don't compare your first year to somebody else's 14th year. And he said, I've been doing this for 14 years. And he went through and he showed the very first post that he put up and the very first YouTube video and the very first everything. And you were like, oh my God, like he was just such a baby. And it was terrible. His first ones were like terrible. But who he is today, you can't compare yourself. And Spirit came in and said, this is a message for every single person who wants to be a healer because they're looking at somebody else's 5th, 10th, 15th year thinking I should be there. And it's paralyzing them with fear that they're not where they're supposed to be, that now in their current life, in their current day, they're not taking action because they're so down on themselves. They cannot. They've been paralyzed with fear to the point of inaction through their egoic mind. And 110%, you cannot compare yourself. You just have to start because you're right, Kara, the magic is in the journey.
Absolutely.
Wow. I love that. Yay. All right, Karen. I'm really excited for Karen because I see so much coming up for Karen. I told the ladies we meet on a call when you're in the Angel Wellness Center team once a week. And we've all kind of been using it as a learning experience. But what I told everybody is the way that Spirit works with me is a lot of times they'll give me an end vision first. This is where you're going to be in a year, 5 years, 10 years. Now you have to backtrack, right? And to Kara's point, start the journey. But I see Karen doing courses with everybody listening and really helping everybody because you have this phenomenal gift of working with Archangel Raphael and just all of the healers. Raphael gives every single person a team of health healers to help every single individual with their health journey, and just keeping their body's energy where it needs to be. But I can see Karen doing courses in the future and just so much amazing stuff. Karen, I'm really excited for you because that's not your only gift. It's really just part of it that comes in for people who need it. But I have to tell everybody listening, everybody here, Cheryl, Adria, Karen, Kara, Erica, everybody's gift, I have them on my team for a reason because they're all exactly like my gift, just enhanced in different ways. So everybody has this gift, that's on my team, and they all have these unique, delicious abilities on the side as well. So Karen, talk to us and tell us what has been going on.
Hi, Julie. Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I definitely work with Archangel Raphael quite a bit in the health and wellness realm. He's my sidekick. He swoops right in, and him and his team of angels just kind of divide and conquer, which is pretty amazing. I look at myself as an intuitive messenger where I am getting messages from God, angels, people's spirit teams, their loved ones. And I also get messages from individuals' higher selves. So it's, stepping outside of your egoic mind and having your higher self, getting a message from your highest self and guidance of where you need to go. And to piggyback on what you and Kara were just talking about is something that is coming up quite a lot, is that comparison. Is we need to stop comparing ourselves with others. And my twist on this is more in a health and wellness realm. Women, we need to stop it. We need to stop looking at other women and judging ourselves and putting ourselves down based on what somebody else looks like or is accomplishing or doing. We are all on a separate journey. We cannot compare our journey to anybody else's. It's our own unique path, just like Kara was saying. And when we start comparing ourselves to others, we're actually taking away from our own personal gifts. It's taking away from what we are truly called to do. And that's a disservice to yourself. That really takes away from what your purpose, your meaning is. And it really pulls you down. It brings you to a lower vibration, and you're not able to fulfill your purpose. So I have strongly been getting the messages, and I need this. We all need this message often. We need this reminder. Enough, stop, and we need to look at where we're comparing ourselves. Is it when we're scrolling through social media? Like, how does that make you feel? Check in with yourself. How does it make you feel? Is it if you go to the gym, are you comparing yourself at the gym with other women? You don't know their story. They could have been 200 pounds overweight and now are looking really good and fit. We don't know their story. They could have had a battle with an autoimmune disease that they've conquered, and now they're doing a great job. Whatever it is, we don't know. And every single person has a story. Everybody. No one's perfect. No one has just been given the grace to just slide through this life. We all have our faults and we all have our strengths. And we need to honor that in ourselves and in each other. We need to compliment other women, and kudos to them for what they're doing. But we also need to compliment ourselves. We need to look in the mirror, and Eve, you can do this. Look in the mirror and just say, "You're beautiful. I love you. You're doing great." Those positive affirmations, just telling yourself that you've got this. Another way that the angels and spirit team communicate with me is through song. And I'll have a song come to my mind during sessions. And one song that has been coming up over and over again is Just the Way You Are by Bruno Mars. And it pretty much says, "You're amazing just the way you are." And I've been called to give this message to women is when you're listening to this song, and I encourage everybody to listen to this song, imagine that it's your higher self singing this song to you. It's your higher self telling you, You're amazing just the way you are. Look in the mirror and say that to yourself and believe it, because you are. You are amazing just the way you are. And nobody's perfect, but we're all perfect in the eyes of God.
Ah, Karen, I love that. Karen and I have been working so close together over the last 2 months since I kind of came into just getting sick, because I at first was like leaning on you for sessions, just kind of trying to help figure it out because I don't have that health background. But I think that as you and I have talked and connected, what it's come through to is that there's a lot within us health related that has nothing to do with our health and everything to do with our emotional body. And you've helped me kind of really come into that. And so I want everybody to hear this, because as I've been going through the Healing Your Inner Child course, one of the biggest things that has come out for people is that the deepest wound is body image issues, which we're all sick and tired of talking about and hearing about. And yet it's one of our biggest inner child wounds. And unless we're really willing to go there and to really peel back the layers, you cannot heal that piece. And I just want to say that, Erica, you're amazing just for any type of session. You always bring through my loved ones on the other side. But you also have just this incredible gift of helping people through a series of sessions peel back these layers and really go very deep. I think that's one of your amazing God-given talents and abilities. Yay. And Spirit saying too, for everybody listening, that this is something that I want you to know. We're going to do this once a month. I want to bring this panel to you once a month so that you really hear all the messages that are coming through. And I want everybody listening to take these as messages that your angel teams, your spirit team really need you to know. And what they've been saying as the healers have been talking is, know this. As you leave today, right? And we're not done. We've got a lot more to dive into. But as you listen to these panels over the next year, I want you to remember that as you go through the rest of your month, Spirit is going to bring in something that Karen said, or that Cheryl said, or that one of the healers said, and remind you at off times, hey. And they're using these healers' voices in this panel in order to work with you in your everyday life. So when you have that thought, and this is a good way to really connect with your intuition. Oh my God, I heard Karen talking about that last month on the show. Your angels are whispering to you in that moment. Yeah. And you're experiencing it here and now. And this is what we need you to know. So use this panel as a way to really deepen your connection every month with your angels and work with them on the lessons that they're trying to teach you and to go deeper with you. Karen, yay. Was there anything else that you wanted to share in there?
That's about it. I want everybody to just give themselves some kindness and some love, and, just really, truly appreciate who you are and your gifts.
Yay. That's
love
awesome.
yourself.
I love that. Let's see. Okay. I'm going to head on over to Cheryl. Morning, Cheryl.
Well, I work closely with Archangel Michael. He's my leader. He leads my spirit team on the other side. He helps me and he guides me. And when I call him in along with my spirit team and whoever I'm working with, their spirit team and loved ones, and I just ask for protection and loving and healing throughout our sessions. And I certainly can feel them. I feel them all rallying around us when we're doing this. So I work a lot with signs and symbols. And I'm all about showing the clients, these signs. Our loved ones are out there. Our angels are out there. And they're letting us know that they're there. And I find that some of the clients that come through, they want to have validation that their loved ones are near. They want validation in what they're doing is what they're supposed to be doing on their journey or their pathway. For instance, like I had a client I was doing a reading with her, and I had Blue Jay come in. And I was like, I don't know why, but your dad is bringing forth a blue jay. And she had on that Zoom filter background. So she looked like she was in this clean office. And she's like, all of a sudden she starts crying. She goes, oh my gosh. And she turns around and she pulls out this picture that her daughter had drawn the day before of a blue jay.
Wow.
I was like, wow.
Cheryl, I got to tell you this story too, because this is just crazy. I never see blue jays in Illinois. And I was just walking to school with my daughter, and one swooped right in front of my face yesterday. And I go, Dad, I know that's you. Why the blue jay? And he said, just wait. And so I went home and I looked it up, and I was like, this doesn't make sense. And he goes, yeah, because that's not it. And he goes, just wait. And he goes, that's it. Cheryl, because here's the other thing. You don't just bring up random stuff when you're talking. Spirit, as a healer, Spirit is always bringing through what people need to hear. And so the book launched yesterday, and my dad's presence just was all around me, and my spirit teams too. But I could feel my dad here because I started this podcast because of him. And he has been this bridge on the other side, working just as hard. And in every single session, he's there as a bridge, helping connect the energy of the clients, loved ones, to my consciousness. And a family member, actually named Cheryl too, commented on my feed yesterday and said, Julie, I just want you to know, I think that your dad and your grandfather would be so ecstatic about this book. I know that they're cheerleading you on in heaven. And so I need you to know that you saying this morning kind of brings this full circle, because sometimes, and I want everybody to hear this, your signs change. And your signs actually change to give you more validation. Because if I just would have seen the cardinal yesterday, I would have kind of just brushed it off, because I always see the cardinal. I have never seen a blue jay that I remember swoop right in front of my face. And then you talked about it, and you not only talked about the blue jay, but you connected it to Dad.
Isn't it you can't make this up.
You can't make it up.
And that's what I told her. And I said, and at the end of our session, I said, you have to take that drawing that your daughter did and frame it, because it's very important. But that's the thing. I connect with the symbols and the signs, and I hopefully am working with them to help them see those signs and symbols. And when I am working with them, going down through their chakras and clearing them, I tease a lot that, like, when I get to your inner eye, your third eye, I'm like, have you ever played the game chess? Are you a chess player? And I said, one of the things about playing chess is you're a few steps ahead from the person you're playing with. And that's where I see you. You don't necessarily work with what's right in front of you. You work with what's happening 2-3 steps ahead. And they can relate to that.
Yeah. And I really see you as a person too, because one of the things that we get an email on the most is people will email in. Well, prayers is probably the first one. We always get prayer requests. But the second thing is signs, and people will email in and say, was this a sign? And it's very, very important work to help people understand the signs and the symbols in their life, because when you do, it's just like understanding who's showing up, because when you're working with the other side, it's this invisible energy. You can't see it. all the time, but you can feel it, you can hear it, you get this knowingness. And when you know the signs, you know who's there, you know who's showing up, and you can really start to connect the dots and connect the signs to what's going on in your life. And every time you see that sign, your consciousness comes back to a place of like, okay, I'm seeing it again. This is what it means. And Spirit's trying to remind me. They're trying to get my awareness and attention over here. Cheryl,
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
that. I love that.
Yeah. I mean, I'll be walking into work and I'll see a feather on the ground. And I immediately look up and I say, hey, Kim. Hey, Archangel Michael, it's going to be a great day. Or I just say, thank you. It's just a little hello from heaven.
I love that. Little hello from heaven. That should be a book
Yeah.
title.
It should be your next book.
Your book. Yes, I love that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much,
You're
Cheryl.
welcome.
Let's see, Erica, all the way. I've got her up really early. I'm so sorry, Erica. I know it's very early over in California.
Totally fine.
Yay. So you've been working with a lot of clients. You've been getting these messages coming in. What has Spirit been really bringing in as a commonality among your clients? And what has Spirit been working on in your life with you?
So I've been getting a lot of loved ones, and I feel like a lot of my readings have to do with relationships and matters of the heart. And the common thread would be that not everybody's unhappy in their relationship, but let's say they're questioning things, or I instantly get, it's like their most beloved on the other side comes through and is very specific about validations. And then it's this love energy that comes through, whether it's almost like pointing out the things that they already know deep inside, and just kind of reinforcing the matters of the heart, whether they're on the nothing's ever not positive, but it's about their own intuition, their own spirit team is always guiding them. It's just that the ego gets really loud in life, and they just need a little bit of, they just need to be pointed in a direction they already know. So the reason the loved ones come through really strongly is because it's usually the person that had the biggest influence on their life, or someone who maybe they didn't know as well, but they know has a strength in their ancestral line, and they immediately connect to what I'm saying, and it's like a blossoming of the heart opens up for them. So it has to do with love on any level. It could be any relationship. It doesn't have to be romantic, but it's almost like their spirit team comes through, and it's like a lot of love is passed from the spirit team to them, whether it's just like a big warm hug.
Yes. Oh, I love that. Well, relationships are work. I think that it's so romanticized and, it's got this Disney filter over it that whether it's supposed to be a parent or, a romantic relationship or a friend, that it's completely perfect. And that's not what it is. We're kind of breaking that down and their work. I think Pink, the singer, once said, it's harder to be in a relationship than it is to not be. And that totally stuck with me over time because it's so true. I think my counselor once said, if you have two people and they're like these little plants, right? They're growing, growing, growing. It's constantly work to keep them growing together. And it doesn't have to be a bad thing. Like you're completely right. We have to destigmatize that and just make that the norm. Relationships are work, no matter what type of relationship it is. And we have to work at it in order to keep them healthy.
Yes, and it's about your emotional. It's the sessions all have to do with love, whether it's self-love or especially in relationships where the most important piece to remember is that everyone that I've helped in the matters of the heart is they already know. And it's like that extra guidance and direction from the loved one. Or also, I've been working a lot with Mother Mary, who comes through when a lot of people have mother issues or unfinished business. Mother Mary can show up also, not just with mother issues here, but it could be unfinished business with a family member or a friend who crossed over. So it's always, the only way I can describe it is I feel like I am honored to be used as a vessel to, it's like a big, warm, loving hug from above. So I'm just the vessel, but it just always feels so kind and gentle and loving. And the messages, they always connect to me through a memory that I didn't have, but it's like, it's not like a story in my mind that I'm seeing something from their past. It's something that I can relate to. And then I'll be like, oh, that's interesting, and I'll tell them, and it's not really my memory, but it kind of is. And then it goes from there.
That's amazing.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I love that. Oh, wow. I want to kind of dive a little deeper and just ask because Spirit says that some of you, a lot of times as healers, the lessons that we're working on in our own lives and Spirit has us working on within ourselves is also for the collective consciousness and to bring to our clients. So, is there anybody who, I kind of putting everybody on the spot here. Is there anybody who wants to mention anything there? Oh, Karen. Oh, yeah, Karen.
I'll jump in.
Yeah.
So for me, something that I'm really working on right now is learning that healing is not linear. You think it's like this linear line where you heal something and then you move on to the next thing and that thing's healed and the next thing's healed and the next thing's healed. But it's actually like a spiral going down, right? So once you heal something, you're going to come back around to it at just a deeper level to heal deeper and to heal deeper and to heal deeper. And that's something.
I'm laughing, Kara. That's so perfect. I'm laughing because all of my angel members who have been in this year know how much I talk about the movie Arrival. And I actually walked people through in one of the courses, how that movie was so channeled and what everything means, because it's a very, very spiritual movie. It's really not about aliens if you look at it from a different perspective. And that's the point of the entire language, really. If you call it like the language of spirit, the language of the universe, it's a non-linear language. It's very, and it's even so complex. I'm not sure that our minds can totally grasp it, because one of the things that they talk about in that movie too is that when you learn this language, which is really the language of energy, it's vibrational. When you learn energy healing, you learn to see everything vibrational. And the part that I don't think our human minds can totally grasp is that it's not only secular, it's almost like an orb itself, where if you could hold the energy of somebody's entire life or all of their lifetimes, you could feel all of it and just absorb the knowledge of all of it. And it's not linear. It's whole, it's one, it's complete just as it is, which is fascinating.
And I think it's so important to understand that, because so often, something will come up and you'll be like, I thought I healed this. I thought I was past this. And you almost think like, am I regressing? Like, what's going on? I thought I worked through this. And I think it's so important to realize like, oh no, you did heal that at that level. Now you're ready to go deeper and go deeper and go deeper. And so you're not regressing. You're always moving forward. Like I said, the universe is for your growth, not your comfort. So
that's amazing. I love the universe is for your growth, not your comfort. Oh, Karen, I know that you were going to go too. I love that, Kara.
Yeah. One thing that I have been working on and that my spirit team is really throwing me into is there's just been a lot of heaviness, a lot of stuff in the world and my own personal life, whether it be what's going on politically or just recently, stuff going on in the healthcare world. I am a healthcare provider, and there's a lot of heaviness within healthcare and within the educational system. I have 5 kids in the public school, and there's been a lot going on in the educational system as well. So there's been a lot of challenges just thrown in my way. So obstacles that I want to, sometimes I get caught, it's easy to get caught up in the drama. It's easy to have a moment where you just get stuck and you're like, oh, like, I'm over it. I'm just going to hibernate and just kind of retreat. My spirit team is working with me on saying, what are you supposed to do? They'll ask me, no, Karen. They'll say, no, Karen, what are you supposed to do? And the answer I'm always getting is love. And then I have to look, okay, what does this look like? How do I love? How do I raise my vibration back up? Because they brought me down, whatever it was brought me down. And how do I raise my vibration back up? And it could be through smiling at someone. It could be through complimenting someone. It can be through, holding the door or paying it forward. So there's a lot of different areas that I can bring myself back up and step out of it and say, I'm not going to get caught up with the rest of it. I need to raise my vibration and stay elevated, because that's where the change is going to happen. That is what is going to make the change happen within this world, not by me getting stuck and caught up in the drama. And it's so easy to get caught up in the drama. And just that reminder of, nope, step out, rise above, you've got this.
That's interesting, because this is something that I've actually been working on this month with Spirit too, is the fact that we can hold 2 vibrational frequencies at once. So we can hold this energy of, I'm frustrated with this, to Kara's point, gosh, why am I back in this loop again? And we can hold space. What Archangel Michael is just kind of speaking words to me right now. We can hold space for the egoic mind and hold space for our oneness, our ease, our peace, our bliss, our love, our grace at the same time. And some days it's not one. Right. And in the book, this is what I'm talking about. And this is the point, is that there's a lot of people, as I'm teaching, either in the Angel Reiki school or the Angel membership, when they really come into spiritual awakening, there's this total shift, right? And now you're in the most blissed out energy you've ever been in. And you live in that energy where you could almost cry sometimes. It's so palpably just love that you've never felt on that level before. And people say, I just want to stay in this energy for forever. Can I just go to a 6-month or a year retreat somewhere and escape my life and the point is no, because if you had 1 million people go through spiritual awakening, leave their children behind, you'd actually have more children in the world raised up thinking, I hate spirituality, I hate all of this stuff because it took my parent away. You have to be ingrained in your daily life and learn how to bring oneness in to where you're at and what you've built up. What you've built up to this point isn't wrong. It's part of your path. And so what Spirit has been working on a lot is there's days as you start to integrate both where you're going to have frustration and at the same time an underlying sense of peace and ease and love. And how do we, because we don't always want it to go away. Sometimes we need to work through the frustration or peel back the layers or look at our shadow self in order to work through the vibration. We can't just wish it away. So to your point, Karen, I think you're so spot on, because that's something that Spirit's been working with me on too. It's not one or the other. It's both together. It's this and this and holding space for all of it.
Yeah. And knowing that, like Kara said, this is a part of life. It is a part of life. The heavy moments, the challenges. Unfortunately, it seems like we're just in a lot right now. But again, I think there's a reason for this. I think, the people who are having this spiritual awakening are being called right now to really focus on this and learn how to manage the two, as you were just talking of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The other thing that's coming through to tell everybody message wise is that it's on purpose. Okay. Because there are a lot of healers out there who are just starting their healing journey. And they're looking around, to your point earlier, Karen, and comparing themselves. Okay, I have to be this, or I have to be this, or I have to be this. No, you don't. Spirit is walking you through, if you're a healer, they're walking you through the lessons that you need to know in your life right now in order to create the healing business that you need to create. Because the souls that you're here to touch are different from the souls that Karen's here to touch, or Kara, or Cheryl, or Erica, or me. And that's important, because if you try and make yourself somebody else, you're not going to be able to impact the lives that you're here to impact. You're going to be missing that and bypassing that in an attempt to please your egoic mind. And that's not what Spirit wants for you. Your business can and maybe will look completely different. And the way that you do things may look completely different from everybody else's. That's awesome. That's beautiful. That's what Spirit wants for you. And maybe they're working with you to create a whole new modality that other people are supposed to learn from you. So don't judge. Just allow Spirit to be your teacher. And oh, I didn't realize why they were telling me to do this last night, but this fits right here because I never do this. They go, I was laying on the couch last night. I was so tired. The book just came out and I spent the whole day just trying to thank everybody online who left a comment and just thank them for buying the book. And I was like, I just need to watch 10 minutes of a show. So they go over, turn on your TV. I have the movie Eat, Pray, Love. And sometimes, when you turn on a movie, it just starts at a different place where you had left off before. So they said, just start here. And they said, write all of this down. And it's the part at the end where she visits Katut, and she's talking about how she broke up with her boyfriend because she lost her balance. And he says to her, sometimes to lose your balance for love is actually living a balanced life. And then she comes into this segue at the end. And she says, in the end, I've come to believe in something I call the physics of the quest, a force in nature governed by laws as real as the laws of gravity. The rule of the quest physics goes something like this. If you're brave enough to leave behind everything familiar and comforting, which can be anything from your house to bitter old resentments, and set out on a truth-seeking journey, either externally or internally. And if you're truly willing to regard everything that happens to you as a journey and as a clue, and if you're truly willing to regard everything that happens to you on that journey as a clue or sign or symbol, right? And if you're able to accept everyone you meet along the way as a teacher, and if you're prepared to face and forgive some very difficult truths and realities about yourself, then truth will not be withheld from you. I can't help but believe it, given my experience. And I was like, wow. I turned on to that point and they said, write it all down. Because Karen, it just fits exactly with what you just said. Ladies, I love this. Everybody listening, I hope that you felt the magic. To Kara's point earlier, the magic is the journey. And I'm so glad that you're here with us. I'm really excited to have these ladies come on and share the current messages that Spirit is working on in their life, in their sessions, the common threads that they're giving, the messages that they're giving out the most in their sessions, that will bring these to you every month here on the podcast once a month. Ladies, you have just changed my life, and you are all the biggest blessing, Adria included. I wish she was here. I love you all so incredibly much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of this program, and just thank you for being a part of my life.
Thank you, Julie.
Thank you, Julie.
Thank you.
Thank you, Julie.
Yay.
Thank you for being a part of our life.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
And creating this wonderful group that I call sisters.
Yes.
Yes. You know,
Absolutely.
this is so fun. And I'll just say one more thing. As we're kind of in December here, as the podcast comes out and we're going into the new year, Spirit does give you nuggets of information. And one of the things that they've shown me through 2021 is what it really is to build community. I mean, we have built such a tight-knit group amongst ourselves here. I love you all just like sisters too. And in the Angel Reiki school, when you're in it, and all of you have gone through it, you build that tight-knit community with the peers, the cohort that you're going through at the time. And my biggest focus, one of the biggest things that we're going to be focusing on in 2022 is bringing that community, building that community among the Angel membership with small groups and a lot of new things that we're going to be doing. Panels where the second year people who are in the program are going to talk to the first year people, and really building these tight-knit communities. Because here's the thing that I think that this gives all of us, and this is what the community needs that's listening, is fellowship, is that community. Because when I was going through, and I could cry just talking about this, I felt so alone when I was going through my spiritual awakening, and all of this information wasn't in one place. And I couldn't just go to my husband like he would understand everything that I'm talking about. And I couldn't go to my best friend because she wasn't totally in it. She loves me so much, but she doesn't totally get it. Here among us, what Spirit just said is, you don't have to get 100% from your husband. You don't have to get 100% from your friend. That's what this is. That's why we're here. Because if you're willing to be a part of the community and share and open up and be vulnerable and talk and make friendships, this is why we have the programs that we do, because you will make lifelong sisterhood friendships in these programs. And that's one of the key focuses that we're working on in 2022, building community, building sisterhood, and brotherhood amongst all of us. Oh, ladies, I love you. Everybody listening, I love you. Thank you for being here. Open up your hearts to all of the unexpected blessings that Spirit is bringing through. Don't forget to get the book, Angels and Awakening. It's available on Amazon. It's available on Barnes and Noble. And the way that books work is that they're guarded by the algorithms. So if you don't get a couple of new reviews and 5-star ratings over there every week on Amazon, on Barnes and Noble, they stop showing your book. And so if you could purchase the book and leave a review of what you thought, what you're really doing is telling other people who might be interested in building community and learning about their angels and growing spiritually, hey, this is somebody that you can trust. And that means the world to me. So thank you so much for leaving those reviews and for your support. I love you. Have a blessed day, everybody. And remember these spirit messages that you heard here today. Mwah. Friend, I'm going to explain to you how you can get the Angel membership for only $800 for the entire year. But first, we have a few open slots in the upcoming Angel Reiki School for those who want to develop their ability to bring through messages from the other side. You can register for that on my website. Also, you can help support this podcast by purchasing my new book, also called Angels and Awakening. Leave a 5-star positive review and I'll enter you into a drawing to win a free session with me. This month's winner is Jody H. Okay, so here's how you can get the Angel membership for $800 for the whole year. When you refer 2 new people to register for the annual Angel membership by February 2nd, I'm giving you an entire year of the Angel membership for free, which saves you $1,200. That means 3 people receive an entire year of the Angel membership for only $2,400. Here's where this gets fun. I know a few people who are splitting the savings with their friends so that each of the 3 people only pays $800 for the entire year of the Angel membership. And if you break down the numbers, that's like only paying $67 a month, which is crazy. Now, a lot of people are going to ask me, Julie, can we have this offer but only pay monthly? The answer to that is no, because of the high administrative costs I incur when processing monthly transactions. But the exciting news is that when you pay for the entire year up front, you and 2 friends could have the entire year of the Angel membership for only $800 each. When you do, you'll have immediate access to 11 previous courses, the new December 2021 course, Deepening Your Connection with Your Loved Ones in Heaven, the new January 2022 course of Manifestation and Co-Creation. You'll also get new live events almost every week, including workshops, group healings, small events with me in which I give a lot of mini readings, and annual members, they're the only people who have access to book a paid session with me in 2022. Okay, here's the fine print. To get this offer, you must sign up by February 2nd, 2022. And your 2 friends who sign up must be new to the Angel membership program. You can't just find 2 people who have already been in the Angel membership. These have to be 2 new people who've never been in the program before. To get this deal, have your 2 friends buy the Angel membership annual plan for $1,200 each on my website and make sure that they list your name as the referral. Then email us the full names of both of your friends at juliejancis@gmail.com to let us know they've signed up. And what we'll do is go in and set up your free account. Then you can pay your 2 friends $400 each so that they save too. Again, this does not apply to those who pay monthly. And if you've already paid for your 2022 membership in full, but find 2 people to sign up, email us and we'll refund you. Want more info? Visit theangelmedium.com and go to the Angel membership tab where you can book a call with my team and they'll answer all of your questions. Friend, I'm so excited to work with you all year long. All right, are you ready to connect with your angels? Only continue listening if you're not driving or operating machinery. I want you to start by getting relaxed, and I want you to start by taking a deep breath in, and then a deep breath out. Let's do that one more time. Deep breath in. And then a deep breath out. I want you to feel a great love and peace surrounding you on all sides and moving through your physical body. And with your imagination, I want you to see all of your loved ones in heaven. Oh, it's as if they're right in front of you, smiling at you. They reach out and they embrace you with a big group hug. And as they do, you feel an overwhelming, palpable sense of love. Your loved ones step back from this embrace in order to communicate loving, positive messages to you. I want you to see one of your loved ones stepping forward who will communicate these loving messages on behalf of the entire group. And what they want you to know is that today, as you receive these messages, your inner child is standing to the left of you. Your higher self is standing to the right of you, and they're both holding your hand. Your loved one on the other side, who's speaking on behalf of all on your spirit team, they ask you to sit down with them in a place that feels loving and comforting to you, perhaps on a couch or a bench. And now you can see yourself sitting one-on-one, just you and your loved one. Know that everyone else didn't disappear. They're still there. It's just that you can no longer see them, so that your energy is highly focused, your attention is focused just on that one loved one in front of you. This loved one, they take your hand, they look into your eyes, and you can just feel that their love for you, it overflows from their being. And they say to you, I am so, so proud of you. Your entire spirit team is so incredibly proud of you. We see that you're tired, exhausted even. And we want to take this time with you to not only replenish, refresh, rejuvenate your energy, but also take away your fears. They say there is so much fear that fills your mind, so much worry, stress that fills your physical body. Too much, they say. Your loved one in heaven says, this fear within you, it's not serving you. In fact, this fear within you is acting as an energetic dam. This fear within you keeps you spinning in a cycle of anxiety, confusion, and self-doubt. And as you're swimming in this anxiety, confusion, and self-doubt, it keeps you from being bold and taking action on the big dreams that God placed within your heart. Big dreams that would lead you to an extraordinary life. Your loved ones say, your fear keeps you small. Your loved one in heaven looks at you and says, when your fears keep you small, your energy small, your space small, there is no room within you for your big dreams, for your soul's purpose. And over time, this fear pushes your big dreams and your purpose to the side, which can cause you to feel less like yourself. Your loved one in heaven says, we are proud of you no matter what you do, and we want the best for you. The best possible outcomes and the best possible future. It's right around the corner for you. You've worked so hard and you're almost there. Keep going. Your loved one in heaven says, your job is to make space for your dreams. Your job is to talk back to the fears within your head so your fears cannot push your dreams away. Your job is to daydream more, imagine more, research more, and pray to God until you hear what loving, positive step you are to take next in your path. Then your job is to take that leap. I'm going to repeat that last line because that is so important. Your loved ones in heaven say, your job is to take that leap with faith. Your entire spirit team, including all of your loved ones in heaven and all of your angels, they step forward and they ask you to look within your heart at all of the potential that is already within you. As you peer within your heart, it's like Alice in Wonderland, looking down a tunnel only to see a huge world inside of it. Beautiful soul, your potential is infinite, unlimited. Your soul is tapped into God's limitless well of knowledge, strength, and your spirit team's message to you is this: there's nothing you can't do, period. Your spirit team says what matters more is what you want to do. Perhaps you just want to take a break this next year to reset, to spend time with your family. Awesome! Do that! Perhaps there's a dream within you that you're ready to take action on and you feel this is your year. Awesome! Do that. Perhaps you don't know exactly what you want, in which case your spirit team says, we've got you, and we're going to help you figure this out. Friend, your spirit team looks at you and says 2022 is going to be your best year yet, but they need you to believe that's true. And for those of you who are grieving the loss of a loved one, I'm so sorry for the pain you are going through. I need you to know that your loved ones just stopped me, knelt down by you, lifted your chin, and whispered, I need you to believe that your greatest years are ahead of you. For me, please believe this is true. For all of you, your guardian angel has the biggest smile on their face. They're showing me images of all the good that is coming to you in 2022, and they're grinning ear to ear with excitement for you. Your guardian angel just whispered in your ear, all of the images you're seeing now in this meditation, and all the images that flicker into your mind in the coming weeks, they're from me. I'm showing you all of the good that is to come in 2022. You're not making this up within your head. What your guardian angel says is that what they're showing you is the positive, loving future that awaits you. Your guardian angel says, take what I'm showing you and build upon it. Build a bigger daydream off the nuggets of information I'm showing you. Friend, that's part of how co-creation and manifestation work. Our December course teaches you how to deepen your connection with your loved ones in heaven, and our January course teaches you how to manifest, or better yet, co-create the life your soul came here to live. You can sign up for these courses individually or get them right away when you sign up for the Angel Membership Annual Plan. To close out this meditation, please see all of your angels and all of your loved ones in heaven coming in to give you a big, huge hug. As they do, they fill your entire body with an overflowing, radiant love. They say use this love to fuel you. Know how just very proud of you we are, and be very, very, very excited about all that's to come in 2022. Friends, I love you. They love you. Open up your heart to all of the blessings they're bringing into your life right now.